Outside the vacant, eerily quiet halls of Maryberry is where 20 faculty and a
If you're looking for something to do this weekend, check out the play Little Shop of Horrors.
Simpson Wrestling opened conference play Wednesday night.
Turnover on downs after the slick ball slipped through the Dutch punter's grip.
Today we're asking Simpson students what their favorite song is currently.
And if they can get the win next week in Lincoln.
One of Simpson's newest sports is finally getting the recognition.
Welcome back to SCTV. I'm Kennedy Moore.
And I'm Rob Howes. The weather is getting colder this time of year, and we're bringing you all of Simpson's hottest stories all year long.
One story everyone has been asking about has been what's going on with Maryberry. Savannah Richardson went inside and talked to Simpson faculty to let you know what's going on with the mold.
Outside the vacant, eerily quiet halls of Maryberry is where 20 faculty and a handful of classes have had to relocate this semester due to the discovery of black mold. Mold was detected over the summer. Simpson bleached the walls and opened the building to just faculty, only to have black mold detected weeks later. Since faculty who have opted to have been moved out of this building and into offices around campus, including the entire history department, who are all now sharing one space in Hillman Hall.
I don't know when we're getting back in. So there's 4 history professors in one room now. We used to have our own offices, and while we all get along, we do meet with students. And so this is possibly a privacy issue when I'm sitting here talking with the student and there's other professors in the room. This is a little bit weird, so we do need our own space.
The top concern for staff affected is a timeline, but the director of facilities helping oversee the project says this aspect will be unknown for just a little while longer.
So we've got Alliance Environmental. They come in and they do periodic testing just to give us an idea of how effective the air scrubbers and the dehumidifiers are, which they're pretty effective. And then they wrote the mitigation plan for us. Yeah, we're still working through the scheduling with the mitigation contractor. So I can't really say definitely what the schedule is because they have other work that's ongoing, and so they have to fit us in.
This has been quite the hassle for faculty due to the lack of recent communication and because the visible signs of mold in the building after the summer tests.
You could tell that there was still lots of mold laying around, and it was growing clearly all over the ceiling tiles were turning colors. So our building supervisor over there, she bought a test and she did it herself in there, and she like had to send it off, and they did testing on it, and it came back and it was like, yep, you got lots of black mold.
Well, I think the big lesson is to listen when folks express concerns, to address those concerns promptly, and then to ensure that we follow up with indoor air quality testing.
After speaking to a handful of staff who've worked in this building for years, they all have their fingers crossed that Maryberry will stay high on Simpson's priority list and that they can return to their office sooner rather than later. For SCTV, I'm Savannah Richardson.
We'll keep on looking to give you more updates on moldy Maryberry as the story develops even more. This weekend is Simpson Productions' annual musical. Juan Zamora caught up with the director, Jennifer Nostrala, to give us a preview of this year's show, Little Shop of Horrors.
If you're looking for something to do this weekend, check out the play Little Shop of Horrors, directed by Jennifer Nostrala and musical director Damon Stevens. Join them as they blend storytelling with catchy songs and exciting characters to tell the tale of Seymour. Now, director Jennifer Nostrala explains what the play is about.
This kind of nebbish guy, Seymour, he works in a flower shop on Skid Row, and his life is kind of bad, and he really wants to get out of Skid Row, and he even says, I'll do anything I can to get out of Skid Row. And he just so happens to come across this plant that sort of appears mysteriously with the plant seller that he goes to, and he buys this plant, and he shows it to his boss, who's about to close down the business, and he shows it to the boss, and suddenly the flower business takes off. But we discovered that the plant survives by eating blood. And then blood's not enough, and it needs to eat people to survive. We had to rent the plant. The plant is a puppet, but it actually has multiple forms of it because we have to watch it grow. Talked to the production team, we really want it to be kind of a roller coaster ride for the audience. So it's got great music because it's kind of Motown and doo-wop kind of music. So it's really interesting musically, and there's some crazy characters in it. But but it's also, some fighting without it being, it's not a horror movie kind of thing. So they have to coordinate so that the puppeteer is doing stuff that relates specifically to what the singer is singing and speaking.
Today we have Aaron Scholes here, part of the Little Shop of Horrors set. So starting off, what are some of the roles you're in?
So my main role for this show is Orin Scrivello, DDS. However, though, this production decides to use the character or the actor who plays Orin Scrivello in a number of other roles as well. So you will also see me playing Wino one, a number of characters later on in the second act, and then finally coming on stage is Patrick Martin to hammer home the main final plot point of the show, which I will not reveal yet because it is a wild ride. I'd say the energy and just overall environment for this production especially has been very proactive, warm, I guess I would describe. I find that a lot of the cast has been very welcoming, not just to each other, but newer individuals into the theater program and department.
Thank you, Aaron. For SCTV, I'm Juan Zamora.
A reminder that all Simpson students can get free tickets to the show at the Simpson Productions website. Now, one of Simpson's newest sports is finally getting the recognition of being an NCAA championship. Let's take a look. There's a rich tradition of men's wrestling here at Simpson College. With 35 NCAA All-American honors and 3 national champion wrestlers, this wall has been filled with years of history. But now, with the NCAA officially recognizing women's wrestling as an NCAA championship, this wall won't be empty for very long. Earlier this year, the NCAA announced the addition of their 91st championship, women's wrestling. And although it's a sport that Simpson has had now for a few years, this NCAA sanction makes it a little more special.
Our coach was really excited, Coach Emma Cochran. She was super excited about it. She gave us a speech and she was in tears. Her speech put some of us in tears, but it's really amazing that they're finally recognizing our hard work as hey, you deserve your own thing and stuff, I guess.
I feel like I've been a part of this sport for a very long time where I wasn't always welcomed because of my gender, and just knowing that my athletes and the younger generation are going to have a sport in a space that feels safe for them. It was really, really exciting.
Storm Junior Keeley Kehrli was an American Rivers Conference champion last year. Now ranked 5th in the country in her weight class, she looks to be one of the first NCAA All-Americans.
Yeah, it means a lot to be nationally ranked. It does bring a lot of pressure, but honestly, at the end of the day, rankings don't matter, and whenever you go out and toe the line, anybody is beatable. So I think that all the rankings are awesome, and it's great to see. But also at the end of the day, you also have to know that anything can happen in any given moment, and you just got to bring it every single time.
The first NCAA Women's Wrestling Championships will be held at the beginning of March in Coralville, Iowa. With SCTV, I'm Rob Howes.
Speaking of Simpson wrestling, both the men's and women's team took on Wartburg and Hopper Gym last Wednesday, and Tim Sedlock was there to cover it all.
Simpson Wrestling opened conference play Wednesday night, hosting top-ranked Wartburg inside Hopper Gym. The number 18 Simpson women went toe-to-toe with the number 10 Knights, falling 29-17, but proving they belong. Layla Phillips started the fireworks with an 8-7 upset over number 8 Jasmine Lubke at 117. Ashley Cannon followed with a pin in just under 3 minutes. Annalise Overmark made it 2 straight, a pin in just 1 minute and 17 seconds.
My doubles work really well for me in most situations, so they really came in clutch today. I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous. They do this fun little trick where they weigh in 2 people, just play mind games on the other team, so I was really nervous because I wasn't actually sure who I was wrestling, but nervous but also excited, so yeah.
Keeley Kehrli closed Simpson's wins with an 8-4 decision at 160. On the men's side, the Storm battled the number 4 ranked Wartburg, dropping the duel 50-0, but showing fight across the board. Mazen Arafa pushed number 9 Carson Martinson to his limits at 174.
I was a pretty big believer in this match. I wrestled him at the end of the season last year and had a close match, so I knew I could get some takedowns, make it a good one. He's ranked number 9 in the nation, so I knew I couldn't do any worse than losing, so I just went out there and fought really hard and tried to win.
Simpson Wrestling hits the mat again November 13th in Dubuque. For SCTV, I'm Tim Sedlock.
A couple of tough losses to nationally ranked Wartburg teams. The Storm football team also hosted a nationally ranked opponent this past weekend, and the outcome was not much different. Josh Stahner has a recap of this one.
The Simpson Storm hosted the Central Dutch for Senior Day on Saturday in a battle of the elements. The Storm started the game on the right foot, forcing a turnover on downs after the slick ball slipped through the Dutch punter's grip. DeMarco Young capitalized 2 plays later, running for a 21-yard touchdown. Aiden Lanier converted the extra point, making it 7-0 Storm. On the next possession, MJ Burks intercepted a Dutch throw, which led to a Lanier field goal, putting the Storm up by 10. In the second quarter, rain turned to sleet, and the Dutch took advantage without looking back. They recovered a Storm fumble, leading to a 47-yard touchdown for Nolan Meyer, cutting the Storm's lead to 3. On the next drive, the Dutch blocked a Storm punt and were able to take it to the house to put the Dutch up 14-10. With just under 3 minutes left in the second, Cody Klein ran 14 yards for the next score for the Dutch, increasing their lead 21-10. They weren't done, however, as they blocked another Storm punt and ran it in to make the score 28-10 Dutch going into the half. The Dutch grabbed an interception early in the third before backup quarterback Colin Current threw a 14-yard touchdown, giving them a 35-10 advantage. After a scoreless fourth quarter, the Dutch picked up a 35-10 win on a true Midwestern fall afternoon. Simpson will end their season on the road at Nebraska Wesleyan on Saturday, looking to complete their first winning season since 2018. For SCTV, I'm Josh Stahner.
Even with the loss this past weekend, the Storm can wrap up a very successful season if they can get the win next week in Lincoln. Now, it's time for this week's fun feature with Grace Peck.
Today we're asking Simpson students what their favorite song is currently. Okay, what's your favorite song right now?
Evil Jordan by Playboi Carti.
What's your favorite song right now?
Selfish by Future.
What's your favorite song right now?
Silver Springs by Fleetwood Mac.
What's your favorite song right now?
High and Dry by Radiohead.
What are your favorite songs right now?
Evil Twin by Young Ocean.
Probably Jealous by I Dress.
Invest in You by Young Thug.
Okay, what's your favorite song right now?
Comatose by Skillet.
What are your favorite songs right now?
Disco Man by Remy Wolf.
Turn My Swag On by Soulja Boy.
Dark Thoughts by Lil Tecca.
Okay, what's your favorite song right now?
Till Death Do Us Part by Bryant Barnes.
What's your favorite song right now?
20 Cigarettes by Morgan Wallen.
Okay, what's your favorite song right now?
Gold Digger.
What is your favorite song right now?
Madeline by Zach Bryan.
My favorite song right now is Moon River by Frank Ocean. Thanks for watching. Reporting for SCTV, this is Grace Peck.
All right, Kennedy, so what song have you been listening to all year long?
My favorite song is probably Halloween by Noah Kahn.
That is a good one. I would say mine right now is probably The Fall by Cody Johnson.
That's a good one.
Well, that's all we have for you this week on SCTV, but make sure to tune in next week to learn about the new sensory room in the Center for Academic Resources.
I'm Kennedy Moore.
And I'm Rob Howes.
Roll Storm.